less than 20 years ago, there was a player complete in every aspect. Strength, precision, speed, intelligence, that was just a taste of his gifts. The Italians called him the Emperor because he was tall, imposing, and brutally powerful. Kids in the streets swore he once struck the ball so hard with his left foot that it tore right through the net. But, unfortunately, one phone call would shatter his life and his brilliant career. Adriano faced some of the toughest choices any footballer could know. Like so many Brazilians, he began at rock bottom, in poverty and misery. So poor, in his first youth team, he played barefoot, no boots to his name. He patrolled the left flank through narrow alleys and ramshackle houses in Vila Cruzeiro. On February 17, 1982, a boy named Adriano Leite Ribeiro opened his eyes in a world where hope was as scarce as space. Football became his voice, each kick a defiant shout against a fate that seemed pre-written. His greatest dream: get rich and buy a car. Yet he was so bad at football, his friends dubbed him Popcorn Boy, the one who always choked. His only standout quality? Raw power. Football was his one door to a better life, and he trained every single day with relentless focus, convinced he had no other talent. At 9, he joined Flamengo's academy as a left-back. He won titles there even in futsal, hinting at greatness, just not at left-back. Everything changed at 17, when Carlos Alberto Torres, the greatest fullback in Brazil's history, saw his power and pushed him up front. With a genius's eye, Torres transformed Adriano into the feared emperor he would become. His debut for the senior side came in February 2001, and 4 days later he thundered in his first goal and provided 3 assists in a 5-2 win over São Paulo. Flamengo knew they had the next Ronaldo Fenomeno and begged to keep him. As his talent sharpened, Europe came calling. In mid-2001, Inter Milan snapped him up, swapping Vampeta back to Flamengo. Ronaldo Fenomeno was already dominating at San Siro, and whispers said Adriano would be his heir. Inter, recovering from Ronaldo's knee injury, seized the moment. Ronaldo himself mentored Adriano, teaching him how to carry himself on the pitch, how to handle the fans, and, Adriano later admitted, even how to spend nights in hotels with a different woman each time. Carrying the hopes of a sea of blue-black supporters, Adriano stunned the Santiago Bernabéu with a cinematic free kick, perfect trajectory, pure drama. A 2-1 win over Real Madrid was only a preview of what he could bring to Europe. Yet Inter's attack was stacked. Ronaldo, Recoba, Vieri, legends all. In 6 months, Adriano managed just 14 appearances. A genius trapped by football's harsh reality. Sometimes you have to sit far from the window. So Inter made a risky call: loan him to Fiorentina. The club was on the brink, financial collapse, looming relegation. In that shadow, Adriano found his light. Against all odds, he didn't just join, he starred, leaving veterans in his wake. In the fight to avoid the drop, he struck 6 times in 15 games. Though Fiorentina fell, Adriano rose. If Adriano's story has gripped you so far, hit like and subscribe. There's so much more drama yet to come. Next came Parma, fresh off an Italian Cup triumph. With Brazilian brothers Junior and Taffarel by his side, Adriano unleashed a goal storm. 17 in 32 Serie A matches, 15 in 28 across all competitions. He propelled Parma to 5th place and Europa League football. Paired with Mutu, he formed one of Italy's most feared duos, poets of the pitch, artists of the goal. His brilliance even drew Barcelona's gaze, though a move never materialized. He dazzled for Brazil in the 2003 Confederations Cup. Despite an early exit, his performance marked a new era. He seemed poised to inherit Ronaldo's mantle, but he was determined to forge his own legacy. Then came injury, a cruel twist in 2003-04 that sidelined him for 2.5 agonizing months. Yet as every great story goes, the challenge was only a prelude to greater triumph. January 2004. Adriano returned to Inter not just to play, but to reign. Each match was a cry of redemption, every goal proof that his glory was just beginning. Wearing blue, black, and yellow-green in his heart, he spearheaded Inter's Champions League runs in 2004 and 2005. Each strike etched his name deeper in history, true greatness forged in adversity's fire. In the 2004 Copa America final, Brazil trailed Argentina 2-1 as minutes ticked away. Then, the 47th minute, Renato's free kick set up Diego, who laid it on a silver platter for Adriano. Left foot, boom! A cannon blast that ripped through the air, and Argentine hearts. The equalizer sent the final to penalties, where Brazil prevailed 4-2, Adriano opening the salvo. It wasn't just a goal, it was destiny. A hero was crowned. By 2004, Adriano was more than a player. He was a titan, a colossus of Italian football. 14 goals in 15 matches earned Inter the Coppa Italia and FIFA's 6th Best Player award. His strikes were masterpieces. Remember his legendary goal against Valencia in a 5-1 Champions League rout. In 2004-5, he netted 28 in 48 games, decisive in Inter's Coppa Italia final against Roma. The fans dubbed him the Emperor, a title fitting his power to dominate and inspire. Even Zlatan Ibrahimovic later called him an animal, unstoppable, untouchable. Then tragedy struck. Training at Inter, the phone rang. His father, Almir, had died of a heart attack. A shadow fell over his career as his scream echoed across the training ground. Javier Zanetti recalls that cry, a sound no child should ever utter. Inter's family rallied, but grief is a battle no team wins alone. Adriano continued to play, to score, smiling for the cameras, but inside, he was gone. He later confessed, "After that day, my love for football was never the same." He drank to numb the pain. Wine, whiskey, vodka, beer, the bottle his only companion. His end began in 2005, yet he roared one last time for Brazil in the 2005 Confederations Cup, with the magic square of Kaká, Ronaldinho, Robinho, scoring against Greece, twice versus Germany, and 2 more in a 4-1 rout of Argentina. He finished top scorer, a final flourish. From 2006 on, his star dimmed. Nightlife headlines eclipsed on-field feats. In the World Cup, fitness waned, the goals dried up. After a farewell to Zidane's France at Inter, he became a substitute. Homesickness and grief weighed him down. Only his mother's love lifted the darkness. He battled on, loaned to São Paulo in late 2007, a brief resurgence with 17 goals in 28 games. A return to Inter under José Mourinho, who offered hope. But the off-pitch battles raged. By 2009, Adriano and Inter parted ways. Flamengo, the club of his heart, welcomed their prodigal son in May 2009. He scored on his return versus Atlético Paranaense and helped Petkovic and Emerson Sheik propel Flamengo to the Brazilian title, finishing top scorer with 19 goals and earning Placar's 2010 Bola de Ouro. Yet the flashes were fleeting. Roma signed him, but 8 appearances brought no goals. A stint at Corinthians yielded one crucial strike, helping secure the 2011 title before injuries and battles with weight, 101 kilos, derailed him. Surgeries and conflicts with coach Tite and director Edu Gaspar sealed his exit. Short spells at Atlético Paranaense followed, less glorious chapters. Not every legend craves the spotlight. If you believe football is about heart, smash that like button and join Hidden Soccer for untold tales. Finally, in 2016, Adriano hung up his boots, leaving behind a legacy of triumphs, turbulence, and above all, a human story of resilience and heartbreak. His father's death cast a long shadow. Yet at his peak, Adriano was among the world's best, and could have reached greater heights if grief had not stolen his prime. He charged at defenders like a bull at a red flag, but his father's passing brought a starless night to his world. I was only 24, he reflected, voice heavy with loss. Even though I scored countless Serie A goals and the fans adored me, my joy was gone. Those words reveal a silent battle against an enemy that stole more than his happiness. It stole his soul. Adriano, the idol, the emperor, the hero of many, found himself on a very different battlefield, one waged in the silence of the heart. I couldn't just press a button and feel like myself again, he said. I needed him. I needed my father, but my hero was gone. Enjoyed the rise and fall of the emperor? Subscribe now and ring the bell to uncover our next forgotten football hero.